What it do, YouTube, man? It is your boy Solid back with another solid reaction. And today, man, we got NBA legends in their funniest Larry Bird stories. Now, Larry Bird is one of my top 2 favorite players of all time, only behind Michael Jordan himself. And the reason why he's behind Michael Jordan himself is because Michael Jordan is the GOAT. It's hard to make a debate at sometimes why Larry Bird isn't the GOAT, but we do love Larry Bird over here. So we're going to go ahead and check this one out, man. But, man, if this is your first time seeing your boy Solid on your screen, man, do your boy a favor, man. Hit that like button down there, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on so you never miss another solid reaction. Let's get into this one and see what's going on, baby.
Listen to.
But when you played against somebody, do you remember? Well, you had the Bird night.
I had the Bird night. That was a tough night, man. The biggest argument that night is, well, you only scored 6 on me.
But nobody was guarding Bird, were they?
Well, we were trying.
You were trying.
But when a guy is literally coming up the court, calling his shots, and Bird talked a lot of trash.
That's what you're supposed to do.
And that's in New Orleans.
That's in New Orleans. In that game, we're on the free throw line, and he literally says, left side over across the 3, and you're listening to him. That's a tough feeling.
But okay, so you guys got Antoine Carr and Cliff Levingston got fined by Fratello, I think,
and Eddie Johnson
falling out off the bench.
Celebrating Bird.
Yeah, it was the best film session. Every time when I see Mike, we still laugh.
God,
it was
good.
It was the greatest film session ever, because back then you didn't have, you watched the real game and just went, with a video, and Mike rewound the celebration 20 times. He just kept not the shot, he just kept rewinding it, showing the guys. You remember they were giving each other a high five.
And then somebody falls off the bench.
Yeah,
too.
that was Eddie Johnson.
Yeah.
Eddie Johnson falls off the bench in laughter. And Antoine Carr and Cliff gives each other a high five, and our film session was 20 minutes of that. So it was.
Just imagine sitting there, hey, and look at these 3 motherfuckers right here. They just look at them. Look, what y'all happy for? He whooping our ass. What are y'all happy for?
It wasn't somebody not playing good defense on
No.
Bird. It was you guys celebrating Larry Bird.
And Fratello wouldn't let it go. He just kept rewinding.
And the next story is going to be from one of my favorite players, Rod Strickland, one of the most underrated point guards of the late 1980s and, of course, the 1990s, especially playing for the Portland Trail Blazers. He didn't play too long against Larry Bird, but still, he got a very interesting story to tell.
I wasn't around long because he was hurt when I was playing that first year or second year, but I just remember one quick thing. We were playing against him, and I think I stole the ball from him, and I just remember him turning around saying, "You little piece of." And I was like, to me, that was Larry Bird. And I was so happy because I'm like, that Larry Bird told me you're a little piece of
Yeah.
Because I idolized Larry Bird. You do a very good job.
It gets to the point where even his criticism is like love, because if by him criticizing you, it meant that he valued who you were as a person, as a player. Like, yo, look, he just stole the ball, you little piece of or I'm gonna get you the next time. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, he valued those type of people, the people who pushed him to be that way. And I think that's why him and Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson's love was so strong, is because they valued the point of pushing each other to the next limit. Larry Bird hated Magic's smile, but he also loved the fact that he smiled through all the crap that he went through. So it was always, it was a back and forth with it. It was his love. That was Larry Bird's love language.
And the next story is going to be by Chris Webber. When Chris Webber came to the NBA, Larry Bird was just on his way out. So, of course, they didn't actually play against each other in the NBA, but they had that dream team experience.
Yeah, but you got Jordan who talks, you got Barkley who talks, and then you got Bird who talks. Who talked the most when you played against the dream team?
Why do you think my generation grew up talking so much, guys? They taught us how to do it. We used to watch all those blooper tapes and everything else. And I don't know who talked the most. The best was my man Rodney Rogers. Strong, fast, quick, athletic, and Bird just set him up in a corner. Someone drives to the corner, Stockton passed out the Bird, and here you see Rodney Rogers take a full sprint. And I'm talking about, how Zion blocked that shot a couple weeks ago?
Yeah.
That's where, where Rodney Rogers came from. Except, unlike the young kid that shot the shot, in the middle of him being in the midair, Bird says, "Welcome to the parachute club, rookie."
Dang, got him go. Just let him hang there, folks. Welcome to the parachute.
Go by him, shoots the ball, and like Curry does what Bird did, because he shot it and just kept walking down, like shaking his head like these dumb young kids. They don't never.
to me, I think even with Stephen Curry, that's more disrespectful than getting posterized. Now, I know a lot of people might disagree with it, but the point that I'm trying to make is, if somebody just throws up a shot and just starts walking back down the court, they ain't even touched net yet. It's still in the air. He has so much confidence in his shot. He knows it's going in. He's not even worried about it. So I don't know. To me, that's disrespectful. If I see a dunk coming, I've seen it. That's disrespectful. But mad disrespectful is you don't even care if you don't even think my team can get a rebound. Like, if you miss, you don't think you can miss. Like, do you understand the levels of thinking you can't miss? Come on, man. That's disrespectful.
And the next story is going to be from John Stockton, a guy who was never known for trash talking or anything like that, but still, of course, he also had a Larry Bird experience, even though he was just standing next to the event.
Bird never said anything?
Well, he did, but not to me. I remember as a rookie, he came in, he walked by our bench at the Salt Palace and said, "I feel like 43 tonight."
I feel like 43 tonight. Boy, hey, Bird, come on, man. Take that shit down the hallway, bro. Why you got to come in our locker room doing it?
And he came out, he scored 43 in the third quarter and checked himself out with a 20-point victory. And,
this man here. I got my 43.
Yeah. So he just picks a
That man said, I got my 43. Clock me out. I'm gonna go ahead and sit down. Let them play. Let the rookie play. I got my 43. Oh, yeah. All right, let's go.
Random number, I feel like 43. And he says it to the bench?
Yeah. It was fairly impressive, especially when he backed it up.
And the next story that we're going to listen to is from Danny Ainge, the GM of the Boston Celtics. Danny played alongside Larry Bird, so of course he knows some stories.
There was a lesser told story where he made a bet with the trainer of the New York Knicks. And before the game, we were out shooting three. Larry and I were shooting threes before the game. And
good pass.
Larry, he said, "Hey, I'll bet you $20 you can't bank one in like that in the game." And Larry goes, "You're on." And so the game proceeds, and we're behind we get ahead by about 20 points.
Bro, I just love these East the old, like, what's the name? All-Star Weekend uniforms. They need to bring this back. This white, red, and blue. It was just, to me, it looks nice. It's more clean. It's more pristine. I feel like it's more of a America's game to watch, and I feel like it looks great. It does look great. I do the All-Star Weekend just like this all the time.
Like that in the
this
game.
Whole blue and yellow crap
Larry
is ugly.
goes, "You're on." And so the game proceeds, and we're behind we get ahead by about 20 points the fourth quarter. Our bench comes in the game.
Give me this back. Come on, bro. Where are you going?
All of a sudden, the Knicks are starting to creep back in the game, but it still feels like we have the game under control. And the trainer for the Knicks looks down at me and, says, like, get Larry his attention. He sends him the sign, like, "You owe me $20. You never banked in a three-pointer." And Larry goes, "Crap, I can't believe I forgot that," and so sure enough, the game gets down to 7 points, I think it was, and Casey Jones puts the starters back in the game. And within the first 2 or 3 possessions, Larry gets a shot on the corner and banks in a three-pointer.
Like, nah, you're not getting your money, bro. He like, nah, you're not getting no money from me, bro. I'm sorry. I'm about to make this shot. You're not getting nothing from me.
I mean, with a close game, I could see it with a 20-point lead.
He wasn't even worried about the game.
I'll never. I mean, I got so many of the confident stories like that, but that's just. He cared more about that $20 bet than he did.
Oh, yeah.
From one teammate to another, Kevin McHale, I think he's the guy who had the most Larry Bird stories on YouTube. That guy had so many fun experiences with Larry Bird, and I just want to show you a couple of them.
I think the story that sums up Larry the best was back then when we flew commercial, we didn't fly private. We played in a Tuesday night game in Cleveland. And, of course, we got up for the first flight out. We had a game on Wednesday night in New Jersey. Snowstorm hits Cleveland. We're at the airport at 7 in the morning. Flight's canceled at 7. It's canceled at 8. It's canceled at 9. It's canceled at 10. Canceled at 11, 12. We finally leave about 1:30 or 2 in the afternoon. We fly up to New Jersey. Now the storm has kind of moved into Jersey. And the bus driver says, "Well, I can't get to the hotel into the arena. I can only go to one place." Well, we had a game that night. We go to the arena. So we get to the arena, and, I mean, we're dragging. And we're sitting around the locker room, and, and everybody's kind of we're tired, and all of a sudden, the coach gives a little bit of a speech of, come on, man, guys, we're playing basketball. Let's get ready to go. And Larry stands up, and Larry says, a couple other few choice words, and he says, I don't know about you guys, but I'm going to take it out on their rear ends. So I was like, oh, all right, so let's go. So we go on the floor. Elbert King sitting there, and Larry walks up to Elbert King and goes, don't take this butt whooping personally. I've been eating hot dogs all day. And then Albert King looks at him like,
yeah, that's how I'm coming at it. I'm coming at it just like that. Look, we're going to go out here. I know it's not their fault, but it's New Jersey weather. So it's because it's them. We put this whole licking on them. It ain't y'all fault. Blame the weather. But I got to whoop y'all like this.
You've been eating hot dogs all day. What's that got to do with me?
A lot.
And we went out and just hammered them. I mean, we terrorized them. And that was Larry. There was no excuses. I mean, he just played. And I tell you, that was just his competitive nature. But a day when you fly all day and eat hot dogs in the airport, best thing was Elbert's look on his face like, what hot dogs got to do with me?
You guys used to fly commercial?
Yeah. Yes, we did.
I never knew that.
That's the takeaway.
Are you serious? Yeah, I never knew that.
I was getting ready to start a game and get up to the jump ball, and Larry said, just out of the blue, he goes, go ahead, Kevin, tell Elvin Hayes what you told me. And I didn't tell him anything. And I said, well, go ahead and tell him. Like, you said you were going to kick his ass. And I'm like, oh, man. And Elvin Hayes is looking at me. Well, at that point, it was hard to say, no, I didn't say anything. I said, I guess so. But, Larry just got stuff started up.
From a former Boston Celtics teammate to the complete opposite of former Los Angeles Lakers, Byron Scott, a great shooting guard from the 1980s and the 1990s. Of course, he had his experiences with Larry Bird, so let's check it out.
A lot of people don't know this. You probably know this, Dan, but Larry Bird was one of the biggest trash talkers in basketball. And a lot of people say, really? They thought it was Reggie or Charles. Larry Bird talked more trash on the basketball court than anybody I've ever played against. And he told me two things one game. Our rotations, double teaming Kevin McHale, always had to rotate to the corner, and Larry Bird was the one shooting it. So he shot one, and I'm trying to block this shot, and he would just tell me, Scott, you're a little too late. A little too late. So we playing him in the last play. He says to James Worthy, he says, you guys don't have to worry about it. I'm going to go right over there that corner. He said, they're going to set a screen for me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever the case.
And that's the thing, what I'm talking about. He I don't even, that's the disrespect that we all enjoy from Larry Bird. Is he don't think nobody can stop him. And that's the valid point of what he should be thinking. Nobody can stop me, bro. Look, I'm going to tell you what I'm about to do. Look, this one, I'm going over here to this corner. McHale will come set the screen. I'm going to pop out. I'm going to take this, and I'm going to knock this three in your face. And you ain't going to be able to do nothing about it. And then he does it, and it's was I never going to be able to stop what he was going to do anyway? Did he always know I wasn't going to get there in time? How does he know it? But that's just how Larry was. That's what makes him him.
For me. We're taking the ball out. He said, I'm going to curl right over. And he's telling us to play. He's telling us to play before they even take it out. He said, I'm going to go right over to that corner, and I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to shoot it, and I'm going to tie the game or win the game, whatever
and we
the case
done.
may be.
We're going to go home.
They take the ball out, and I think it was either Danny or
DJ?
The late, great DJ.
Yeah.
Take the ball out, the man curl right to the corner, caught the shot, shot a three, game over. It's are you effing kidding me? It's my Larry Bird story.
All right, you guys, that's it for today's.
All right, man. If y'all guys did enjoy this one, man, make sure y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn your notifications on. Y'all know we love Larry Bird all the time over here. We watch Larry Bird videos almost every week over here. So if y'all guys do enjoy that, hit that subscribe button. But, man, hey, that's Larry. That's Larry hand in hand. He was a player who just wanted to talk trash, but it also was his love language for the game. It was how he was more connected to the game. And I feel like this just might be me spitballing. I think it comes from him playing with so many black people. When you play black people, bro, get on the court with a group of brothers. I'm going to just tell you this. If you ain't never been on the court with a group of brothers, you don't understand what type of trash talking happens. And that's just what Larry Bird brought to the game. And I do appreciate it, man. If y'all guys did enjoy it, see you in the next one. Peace.